What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex, and this is another video in our Life is Strange community series. And in this video, I want to talk about Life is Strange 2 Episode 3, and I want to talk about how it needs to be better. That's kind of the general gist of what I want to talk about in all. Now, I've had a lot of strong opinions to Episode 2. We did a lot of videos leading in to Life is Strange 2 Episode 2, talking about, what needs to be improved upon in terms of the actual episode after Episode 1. We talked about the expectations, about what needs to be done, and a lot of different things. And then the episode actually came out, and you can watch my review on it. We actually live streamed the entire episode as well, and it just flat out, it wasn't good. It was disappointing. They missed a lot of the marks. So here we are again, getting ready for Episode 3, and I think one of the main things that needs to happen is, well, in general, the episode just needs to turn things around very, very quickly. If you look back at the things that I said that Episode 2 needed to do, the expectations for Episode 2, it didn't do almost any of them. I think the only thing it probably did is expand the relationship between Sean and Daniel, kind of made them a little bit deeper of characters, and to be honest, I kind of like Daniel's character a little bit more than Sean's. It didn't necessarily make them the best of characters. I still think both those characters are extremely, extremely flawed, and not even really the best of characters in general. I think Max and Chloe were about 1,000 times better than both of them, but it did, I guess, bring their brotherhood together a little bit. So, that is the one thing I think Episode 2 did, and it had big moments. Where I'm not going to say that Episode 2 didn't have big moments. I'm not going to say that Episode 3 won't have big moments, but they felt dry. They felt like they happened without anything leading up to it and without anything after it, and then you're kind of just left with, well, all right, it left you wanting more, which I talked about in the review, but the more wasn't that I wanted a longer episode, because the episode felt like it was extremely drawn out. I wanted it to be over after an hour. I was very, very bored for a lot of the time in the entire episode, so it's not that I wanted a longer episode, it's that I wanted more in the episode. So when talking about Episode 3, Don't Nod needs to turn this around, because this is not going well. I personally believe this is not going well for them. They had the whole thing right after Episode 2 came out, where the whole bundle idea, where you could only buy Episode 1 by itself, and then you had to buy Episodes 2 through 5 as one, and their excuse was pretty pathetic. I don't understand how anybody could ever think that that's a good idea to do, especially with Telltale's closure. You don't know about these episodic games, and not just even worrying about if the studio is going to close, but also what about the fact that what if you want to just take each episode on its own and just drop out? Maybe some people would have bought Episode 1, bought Episode 2, and at this point would be like, you know what, this game is not giving me enough, I'm out, I'm not going to play Episode 3, and that's completely okay to do with an episodic game. You can't do that with a single player game, you can't play that with an open world game, you can't do that with a full packaged video game that comes in the mail, you buy at GameStop or whatever, you buy digitally. You can't do that with them. But episodic games, they're literally made so that you can piece out whenever you feel like it, and Don't Nod messed up there as well. So we're at the point here where Episode 3, it's actually a little ridiculous, because it needs to do extremely, extremely well, which is what I said about Episode 2. I think already the writing is on the wall that this will not be a good season, because at the point of Life is Strange, the first season, by the end of Episode 2 going into Episode 3, we had already done a lot of really cool stuff. We had already experienced a lot of cool stuff, and we were just about to get into some really amazing things, but the path there was already really good. At this point in Life is Strange 2, we've gotten pretty much a snooze fest. We haven't really gotten anything. We've gotten a lot of just big things that have happened that don't really matter, because nothing happens before or after them. They kind of just feel stale and just kind of dropped out of nowhere. So we have these moments, and we have these 2 episodes that haven't really gone anywhere. They've upset people. It upset me with the political stuff in the first episode. The second episode went away from that, which is fine, but who knows if that comes back. I'm sure it probably will. So here we are, Episode 3, at this point of Season 1, we were expecting some huge things. What are we really expecting from Episode 3 at this point? They need to do something big. They need to start getting us to care. They need to start making the little moments matter, and I think that's honestly the biggest thing that's missing from this season to Season 1, is that there isn't anything special about this. In Season 1, when I'm going around the world, when I'm exploring Arcadia Bay, when I'm exploring Chloe's house or Max's room or anything, I want to click on every single thing, because I'm going to enjoy the music in the background. I'm going to enjoy Max talking. I'm going to enjoy the story and the kind of background information I'm learning from it all, because it all connects into an interesting tale, right? Everything is connected. We get to learn so much about this world, and the world is interesting. The characters, not just Max and Chloe, they're all interesting. In this season 2, they don't have basically any of that outside stuff. So the little moments of walking around, your grandparents' house, I don't feel anything. I skipped a ton of the interactive parts you could do with just things around the house because I don't care. I don't care as much as I did in season 1. I don't think that's me. I don't think that's me giving up on the game or declaring beforehand that the game is bad. I think that's a fundamental problem with the game, is it's just not as interesting. It's not as well built as season 1. So we're left that episode 3 needs to be a massive shift to changing this game and so really making it something different. It needs to be, a lot of things about it needs to be different. The little moments need to matter. The characters, the background characters, the secondary characters, they need to matter. A bigger plot needs to emerge. I don't care about the running to Mexico. It doesn't matter to me, okay? I need something. Who's the villain? We still don't know who the villain is. Is what's going to happen with Daniel's powers? Like, what's going on there? I need like a big thing to worry about for that game, like a villain, and I also just need the smaller moments and everything around it to improve. But overall, I think episode 3 obviously needs to massively turn things around, because I really don't see this going well for I don't see this going well for Life is Strange. I want a season 3. I want to tie in with Max at some point. We'll talk about that in a couple videos from now. I want all these things, but the way they're going, they're just upsetting me. It's either it's bad or it's just very disappointing because there's nothing there. So those are my thoughts. Episode 3 needs to be better. Let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you need episode 3 to do for you to turn around Life is Strange 2? Let me know. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast. Now hit that bell icon so you guys are notified when all our videos go up. There'll be more Life is Strange community series videos in the future, and I hope to see you guys there.